So tell me your initial reaction when you saw the Mr. Olympia 2022.
Disappointed.
Disappointed?
Yeah, of course.
Just
finished.
Gonna pick up Robby.
Pick up Robbie, get him on the GI podcast.
Welcome to the Generation I podcast. Today we're in California with a legendary Robby Robinson. How you doing, sir?
Awesome. I can't complain. Awesome.
Now, Robby, today, we want to talk to you today, right? Specifically about the Olympia that happened just a week ago. Have you watched it?
Of course I was. I mean, I'm a bodybuilder. So I say mentally, physically, spiritually, I will always do it. So I say sometimes I think about it, I say, maybe you might be in there doing a curl and just expire right there, but that would be cool too. Be happy doing what I love, happy doing what I do.
So tell me your initial reaction when you saw the Mr. Olympia 2022.
Disappointed.
Disappointed?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
A lot of people, you can read some of the comments that the fans are making and they're not really happy with the result. No disrespect to any of the guys that compete. It's hard to be a competitor. It's hard to get out there and come in there and be your very, very best, consistently. It's difficult. All day for them to 7 years and what is it? You got Ramy doing it, and you got
8 times.
all the guys doing these things, but then at the end, I think the whole thing of it is you want to come out of it healthy. That was my whole thing when I came into it. I said, I do not want to come out of here with kidney, liver problem, or heart problems, or being unhealthy. I didn't want to do this. So I told the line, I went against the grain. They wanted me bigger. I decided I didn't want to do that. And it cost me, but I can deal with that cost. Because, I'm 76 years old, but I feel so young.
Wow.
You look
76.
I feel 76. And I know what it's like in my culture when you become 70, you're either diabetic, heart problems, liver, something, insulin problem. I mean, come on. Wow. And I think as I've lived such a healthy life, I think that's one of the things, starting out very young doing this.
I never thought you were 76 years old.
Yeah, 76, I'd be 77.
You think you lied in the movie they were making?
No, I mean, I think when I look at Robbie, look, honestly, like, as a person
How old do you think he looks?
As a person that's not in bodybuilding every day, I can say I look at Robbie and I look at his physique and I see his training. I'm like, there's no way Robbie's over 60. That's a person looking in outside of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
59. 59.
Yeah, but I don't know, I just feel so young, and I think it dates back to when I was a kid, growing up in the swamps, and just eating, healthy food. I mean, I didn't even know there were grocery markets. We ate rabbits and quails and
The good stuff.
fish, alligator tail. Seriously.
What was your favorite meal back then?
I loved all of it because my mom was a great cook.
We tried alligator tail.
She knew the taste, how to taste everything tastes good. So
We tried.
I think alligator is good.
We tried alligator tail. We went to Tallahassee with you. We went to Tallahassee with you last year.
Where I grew up, in
We
the
tried.
swamps. And I didn't even know there was a world outside of those swamps because I hadn't ventured outside or gone to school yet. So, but once I got outside of that swamp, it's a whole nother world for myself.
So Robbie, let's take it back to Olympia 2022. So why were you disappointed?
You know, I don't want. I mean, when you have the top guy falling from first to fifth, you got a bad on them.
You're talking about Big Ramy.
That's bad. That's bad. Here's the guy that's winning that thing, and he dropped from first to fifth.
Why do you think he dropped?
It's preparation. You know, what I'm seeing in my mind of observation of bodybuilding is that the guys, they get closer to showing. Somebody might say, you know, you're holding a little water and they'll use a diuretic. Well, if you lose a diuretic, you're going to lose your mineral balance. If you use your mineral balance, you're going to be flat. The guy that came in third was flat. Before the show, he looked phenomenal. Showtime, flat as a board. Come on. I mean, the guy that won it deserved it. I can say that point blank, yeah. He deserved it. He was hard, dense, muscular. He showed a confidence. Everybody else seemed to be just doing it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So wait, so Hadi you think deserved to win? Hadi, he
He was
deserved to
in
win.
shape, condition. He was hard, dense, muscular. He showed a certain confidence. Everybody else was hitting the poses, but I didn't see any life in them. You understand what I'm saying? You have, boom, you're hitting that pose. You're doing it. I mean, you're reaching back and getting it. You're pumping yourself up. That just doing that, and I'm not a competitor, pumps me up.
Do you think because Big Ramy wasn't conditioned enough, that's what made him go to fifth place?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Mr. Olympia got to come up there and dominate. You can't come up there pussyfooting around. I'm sorry. You got to go in there. That's what Arnold did. Arnold came in at 75. We was all preparing for Mr. I was for Mr. World. He was for Mr. Olympia. We were dogging it every single day, posing. The guys are there. You see them just hit the pose. To me, I mean, it's just not.
Not enough, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, guys. Come on now. You watch this stuff too. Those guys, they weren't ready. I mean, I'm talking about in every class. Physique, all the guys come back with the same body. You're supposed to come in there with something different.
You know, Arnold made a statement, I think, was it the other day or last week? He said that the future Mr. Olympia should be a classic physique, from the classic physique division. What do you think about that?
Nah, you got to be like Brandon and all those guys. You got to come up there power driving. The guy won the Olympics. Yes, but you got to come up with some muscle. You know, that's that's what it's all about. Arnold proved that. Arnold came in there with muscle every time. He got better every time. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, if people go back and look at his physique, he got better every time. 75, he was at his best. We was in there every single freaking day posing twice a day. Hey, for an hour. You're standing in your sweat. I don't see nobody doing that anymore. I see the coaches kind of, you know, carrying them through the poses, but you should be sweating. Right. That's how I see it. I love bodybuilding. I mean, I can respect the guys. I see them competing, and I'm looking at what they're doing. I'm watching their training routines and what they're doing on the internet and in their own sets on Instagram and things like that. And got to get to some iron, some heavy weight consistently. Back off a little bit sometime, but you got to get in there and deal with that iron. You got to work those poses and because that's where the beauty and the body come from, the posing. If you don't pose, you're not going to look as shapely and deeply separated in the muscle groups. That's what caused it. The more I was hitting 100 double bicep from the rear poses. Boom.
In a row.
When I was competing, boom. I'm holding them, boom, till I'm sweating. Then I would switch lats first for 100, side chest for 100. People think I got all of that just by eating. Now that come from posing. Wow. Sorry, guys. You got to work it.
Well, that's what they call
If
you.
you're not out there working it, you know, you can't expect to get better.
The Prince of that's what they call you, the Prince of Bodybuilding. Where did the name Prince of Bodybuilding come from?
The Prince of Bodybuilding, or Black Prince of Bodybuilding? Yeah. A weeder. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. He saw I had a beautiful body and he used it to his best, make him a whole bunch of money. You can't blame the man. I had a beautiful physique. I was always in shape.
I mean, it's a very admirable.
So you have to understand, I was always in shape. And cover. He made it popular for a black man to be on the cover. People don't realize that. Yeah, he kept me on that cover, boom, because I sold magazines. beautiful physique, beautiful shape. Come on. Bodybuilding is kind of took a step back, seriously.
So who else did you like at this year's Olympia? Who else did you like on the stage this year?
I like all the guys coming in there. Brandon, I think Brandon did a good job. But you know, he just gotta get in there and do some hard work with a course that will push him using heavy iron to bring out all that stuff. It's there, but it just doesn't look like what I see in my mind I would want it to look like. Sorry. Well, I flex my deltoids, I want to see all that stuff hanging out there. I don't want to see just a little bit of it. Come on. I'm over there to compete. I want to be the best body up there. You got to work. It's who's hot. I mean, who sells. It's still bodybuilding. That's bodybuilding. You got to find, it's just like Nick Walker. They're pushing Nick because Nick sells tickets. He helps make money. See?
I think he got the People's Champ, actually. Nick Walker got the People's Champ Award. You know, it's when the fans vote.
That's what I mean.
When the fans vote.
Yeah. I came in there, what I said when I saw his physique, ugly. People got pissed. They said, Robby bitter. No, I ain't bitter about what? I'm upset about what? I just made a statement. All came in there and said, those veins got, you know, you hear somebody, you got two guys are saying something about it, not trying to hurt the kid's feeling. I mean, come on, look at the picture, please. Come on now. Be honest with yourself. Yes, he has potential, but
from here down. Are you talking about Nick Walker?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Nick Walker?
He's that potential is there. He got to put on some muscle. He got to work. Show me a physique that's dominant. Then
You're a harsh critic, Robby. You're a harsh critic.
You know, I mean, I love bodybuilding. I think the guys that are up there, they have the potential to be sensational, and it just, you know, they're going to just have to go back and get it.
Do you feel like these days, if you give an opinion, people think it's hate? Do you think these days, if you give an opinion, like you give an opinion on something, and if it's not good, people think you hating?
Yeah, but it's not. I have no bad feeling toward it. It's just my opinion. I think that, you know, if you're going to get up there on stage, get up there and look incredible. Don't get up there. Don't get up there just to win a title or come in second or third. My whole theory on bodybuilding, if I get up there and compete, I come on there to dominate. I want to win. I'm not getting up there to just place, you know, get my picture in the magazine. Yeah, no. It's a battle.
Have you heard that Masters Olympia is coming back next year? Yeah. Do you think about coming back?
Never, ever.
At 76.
I won the Masters. They always say go out a winner.
That's true. You retired right after you beat Lou Ferrigno, yeah?
Nah. They've asked me about it, and I go, nah, I don't want to be my
They asked you about it?
Yeah. They asked me to compete, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they want to get it back out there. It deserved to be out there. It really does. It deserved to have a Masters Olympia. You know, was it Vince Taylor won it, what, 4 or 5 times? I mean, one of the best posers in the business. And if anybody could go up there and win it, Vince can. You know, I was told to support that. Yeah, Vince.
I think he should come back to do it.
I saw a picture of him coming back. He was bringing back all his little trophies and everything. So maybe he's thinking about it. Because if he did get himself in shape, the rest of the guys, Dexter and everybody else, can go home.
How old is Vince Taylor?
I don't know. I think he's probably in his 50s, could be late 50s.
Dexter probably would win.
Something like that.
I think Dexter Jackson.
Yeah, he's in the 50s too. They're basically in that yeah. Or young 50s, Dexter, I think, and Vince is maybe a little bit older. Yeah, but I think Vince would be the guy to go up there to just smoke everybody. Yeah, I wanted that one time. That's enough. I go out and.
Do you miss the old days of bodybuilding?
Oh yeah, of course. You know, I walk by Gold's because I'm not only about 2 blocks from old Gold, and I go there and walk by there sometime and stand there and look at the sign and go, wow, isn't that heavy? There used to be this one here. It's now the house. I think probably worth about 2.5 million. And,
oh, the original one.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah,
you know, yeah, that's a great place. A lot of memories.
So what's your favorite time in bodybuilding? Like 70s, late 70s, 80s? What do you like the best?
70s. I like the 70s and the 80s. That was kind of more, you know, beautiful physiques, shapely physique, ripped up muscular physiques, big guys, but mostly muscularity. You know, you got Barry DeMare, you had Paul DeLatz, you had Chris Cormier, Librata, had all those guys. Vince Taylor.
From what I heard, this was the most, like, they call it the most stacked Olympia in years. It was
The most what?
stacked. Like, there was like 30 people competing in this.
Yeah. That's what
There
I'm
was
saying.
a lot of competitors.
Yeah, there's a lot of competitors out there. Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody wants to achieve their goal. Everybody see themselves at the top guy. I mean, you can't blame it. It should be like that. I mean, it's sport. Bodybuilding is an art, and it's also a sport. I mean, the exhibitionness of it, I think is one of the most incredible art pieces in the world. And the reason I say that because there's so many little pieces that you can apply to a physique, I would say like Brandon's or like Bumstead, that it's just not there anymore. They don't practice that. Honestly, they're using more machines. The machines takes away from those incredible physiques. Use the machines, but use it on a time when you might be, not so, maybe a slight injury or something like that. Give your body a break from the stress of the heavy iron. You then go back to doing what you're doing.
How many times did you compete against Arnold?
Against Arnold? I never competed against Arnold. They kind of kept us separate. Oh, wow. We both had great physiques. I mean, we both had great physiques. And, looking back on all this, people don't understand it. Joe Weider chose my physique over everybody's physique to make that boss. People have to understand it. Joe Weider wanted to have a beautiful body. He thought I had a beautiful body. That's why he used that belt. That's why he used my structure. It's still alive to this day. So I think that was, in a sense, speaking volumes, seriously. If you think about it, he was speaking bodies. He wanted beautiful bodies up there. If you look at his covers, it was always just beautiful physiques. They used every technique they could to make those covers bestsellers all over the world. Think about that. Muscle and Fitness was all over the freaking world. Flex, hey, all over the world. What happened? There you go.
The world changed.
The master's sleeping. All right.
So I thought you competed against Arnold at least one time.
No. We never competed. What happened was we was all in South Africa I was at the university and he was at the Mr. Olympia. That was the last Mr. Olympia, remember? But our battles came in the gym. Oh yeah, those were the battles. I love that. That was timeless. I mean, I can relive that over again.
You know what would be really cool if you had all the Master Olympians from back in the day all go together, like start posing or do like a guest pose all together.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it be? Oh, that would be awesome.
Wouldn't it? Like you had Arnold.
Definitely, because if you're going to get them all up there, hey, I want to come out there and smoke.
That would be awesome. And then Robby,
wouldn't it be?
Robbie would probably smoke everybody.
I would definitely be working and look like that. Yeah, it's awesome.
Do you work out? Do you still work out every day?
Every 4 days a week.
Every day.
Sometimes 5. Killing it.
I have to say,
All the basic exercises. Every now and then I'll slip into a machine to get the joints a break. But I go back to my iron, always.
How many times a week do you work out, Robby?
I'm saying I'm in there killing it probably about 4 to 5 times a week.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I put in the time in it, but the thing I think what I've noticed is this time around, I've shut down the timables. I'm timables. Everything is on a time clock. On my food, the training. It's like I'm getting ready for a competition, but what I'm doing is cutting down on the amount of time. Normally, you're in the gym for an hour and a half, hour 45, but I cut it down to an hour 15, do my aerobics, and leave the gym. Before it was under a little bit longer.
You're saying to make bodybuilding better?
Yeah.
People should start using free weights, cut the machines out.
Yeah.
And what else? And
posing. I mean, paying a heavy attention to your eating. Because the eating, if you don't get the eating right, the body can't be a muscle. It's not going to be able to do it. Water. Why take the water out the week of the show? If you take the water out, you're going to disturb the amount of water that's going to be stored into the muscle cells so you can look fuller. Because that's what it is. That's what I saw in the guy that won the Arnold Classic. I saw in Arnold, he was puffed. and this show flat. So that tells me right there, it's water. He's changed the water, changed something to go right with the nutrients.
We talk a lot about the water intake in your documentary.
You have to drink the water. If you don't drink the water, your body's metabolism can't speed up to digest the food so that you keep that body on a time clock, because that's basically what it is. Before I go to the gym, I'm already drinking 1.5 liters of water already, before I even go to the gym. And that's what you're supposed to do to prepare yourself from the stress of going in there working out. That way I can pump all that water into my muscle cells. That's basically what I'm doing. My breakfast is the biggest meal. I love breakfast. A cup of oats, cashew butter on a tablespoon, apples, pears, strawberries in my food.
No pancakes? No pancakes?
Every now and then.
There you go.
Oh yeah, on leg day.
Do you eat eggs still every day?
12 a day.
12 a day. Wow.
12. Happy eggs.
Have you ever had duck eggs?
Duck eggs, yeah. Those big orange, yeah. I have all of that.
Mike eats a lot.
Yeah, Michael Hearn keeps, he told us they're the best. I've never had it.
But if you would sit down and have a meal with Michael, it's gourmet. Everything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything.
He loves
top of the
steak.
line.
He loves steak.
And people don't understand it. That's why Mike looked like that. They think it's drugs. So what if there's a piece thrown in there? The fact of it
Wait, what do you
is the
mean?
way they
What are you
got it.
saying?
You know, even if he is, so what? People making such an issue out of it.
Well, I mean,
What-
Burger King-
but look at the guy. He's healthy. Look how youthful he looks. Think of that's what people don't understand.
Yeah, that's true.
He takes care of himself. I've sit down and eat with Mike. I mean, it's the best gourmet, everything. Everything. He eats impeccable. He's almost as much way I eat.
No, I think Mike eats better than most people I know. I mean, mostly better than everybody I know. You know, so I think that there is truth to that for sure. But Mike is a huge, people come down on him because they think he's not being honest. What do you think?
Michael was a football player. He already weighed 250. He already weighed 250 before he became into what he's doing. And he just already strong. So what if he get all that technique and working like that? Hey, you could behind the neck press 300 pounds too. Just think about it. The guy puts in the work. He eats impeccable. He stays on top of his game. He does his aerobic. He does everything that it needs to look like he looks. He's not just up there where people think I'm popping needles in his booty. Come on. Give me a break. It's craziness, man.
Oh, man.
It's craziness. Nobody works. I've worked with Michael. We've come in at 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, dogging it.
Right.
Hour and a half, leave, go home, come back the next, do the same thing. Oh, heavy. Every now and then, Michael throw in a machine, okay? I mean, you ain't in the handling no paperweight. That boy's in the handling some serious iron. Yeah. And you have to respect it. I mean, they don't have any injuries. Think about that now. All the heavy iron. He just don't have no back injuries, hip, knee injuries. Squatting 700 pounds, 60.
Yeah, I never heard of Mike getting an injury, actually.
Beautiful form and technique. Come on. He put in the work. If you put in the work, you're gonna look like that and you're gonna be like that. Everybody look the same. If you look at all the guys, they look the same. Yeah. There's no really outstanding, okay, the Mr. Olympia came in there looking better than everybody else. He deserved it. Congratulations.
Well,
for you.
On this note, we're gonna wrap up this episode of the Generation Iron podcast. For the record, I enjoyed Olympia, so that was Robby's opinion. But all good. On to the next one. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
No problem.